Hey everybody! Woo! Welcome back to the Magical Solution here on Facebook and on YouTube. I am so excited as usual for tonight. This is Leilani, for those of you who don't know who I am. Tonight, we are going to be talking to Miss Misty, my girl. I love her. She is an amazing woman, candle maker, and we're going to be talking about all things business candle and the ins, the outs, the ups, the downs, all sides of the business of candle making. And I'm really, really excited about it because I know that there are a lot of people out there who, number one, want to learn about making candles, and number two, even if it's not candle related, are trying to start out with like their own kind of small business. And this is a great opportunity to kind of pick someone's brain who kind of started from the bottom, now we're here kind of thing. And, you know, and to see how quickly she did do that and the kind of work that it took to do that. So I'm really, really excited. I see a lot of people coming into the live right now. Let's do some shout outs. We got Merrick, we got Marius, we got Mercedes, Steven, Raven, Donna, Brown Sugar, Omar. Hello, everybody. Oh my goodness. So let's read this beautiful lady's bio and then I will bring her in for you guys. So, Miss Misty, she is a wife, a mother, a Reiki healer, a candle maker, and the owner of Mystical Misty Candles. Now, Misty began her journey as an amateur candle maker in 2015, and by 2017, she had mastered this art so well that she launched Mystical Misty Candles, an online candle and retailer distributor. 2 years later, Misty and her husband, TJ, moved into their first brick and mortar location in North Carolina, expanding her business in both product variety and output production, which has put her on the map as one of the top spiritual, wholesale candle producers. So I'm so excited. I buy all of my candles from her. I love this chick. Let's get to know her. Let's talk to her. Let's bring her in. Hey!
That was so flattering. I'm like, oh my God.
How are you doing on this beautiful day? What's up?
I'm good. I'm really good. I finally had just a few days to unwind and take a breather and a step back from everything, and I'm doing really good.
Dude, I know. I know. Anyone who knows you, anyone who follows you on Facebook, anyone who is even remotely close to you knows, like, you be like, dang, girl, when do you sleep? What is going on?
I feel like such a flake sometimes. I'm like, gosh, these people probably think I'm so stressed out. And it's not even like a stressed out thing. It's just, I'm the hardest one on myself, So I'm too hard on myself. That's all it is. I love what I do.
I'm going to be honest with you, though. You have to be hard on yourself to have a business. Like, you won't make it far unless you're hard on yourself. That's that self-discipline. You know what I mean? Like, that's that push. Because if you don't push you, who is going to push you?
Exactly. You know exactly.
Oh, my gosh. So, girl, talk to us. So, I'm curious, right? So, you started your business in 2015, but, like, what's the backstory to that? Like, how did you get into deciding to make candles one day? Just waking up and being like, I think I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, no, it was never even like my plan. I don't want to say it happened on accident or by coincidence, because I don't believe in coincidences, but it wasn't ever a plan of mine. We moved here from Orlando in 2015, and it was a huge adjustment for me. Like, I was in Orlando almost my entire life, and we moved here for TJ's job. He had gotten a promotion, and I got into a really dark place when I moved here. I didn't know anybody here. I felt like a caged bird, because everyone around me was very just kind of closed-minded, and I just didn't fit. I just didn't fit here, and I had a hard time finding friends, and I secluded myself. I stayed home a lot. The end of 2015, I'm like, enough is enough. I've got to stop this shit. Like, somebody had mentioned Reiki to me, and I was like, there's no way I'm going to find a Reiki healer in this like cow town that we moved to in North Carolina, But lo and behold, I found one, and she was only maybe 2 miles from me, Tony Defledecker. Oh gosh, she saved my life. She's my Reiki master. I went to her for a few Reiki sessions on myself. She really got the ball rolling with my healing process, and I kept going back for my own Reiki sessions. And after a few times, she's like, you really have the healing qualities to you. Do you want to, take the Reiki certification classes and become a Reiki healer yourself? And I was so gung-ho about it. So I did that. It was like a weekend retreat with like 6 other women. It was so awesome. Totally hands-on Reiki attunements. It was life-changing. It saved my life, because during that depression that I was in, the first like 8 months that I lived here, I really was like suicidal. Like it was a scary time. But so doing the Reiki, we learned distant Reiki, and we would practice it. We learned it on teddy bears, on photographs, on things like that. And I'm like, holy crap, I can like do Reiki to my friends and family back home. But I didn't want to do it on pictures or teddy bears. I wanted to focus the energy on something that looked like a human being. So it just kind of clicked one day. I was like, I remember those male and female figure candles at Enchanted Botanica, this like little, metaphysical store I went to back home. And they used to have the male and female candles. I wonder if I can find them here. So I started my search in downtown Raleigh and all the metaphysical stores. Nobody had the male and female figure candles. Nobody. So I started searching on like the spiritual groups and stuff like that. It didn't seem like anybody had them or made them. When I did end up ordering them online, I got them from, I think it was Azure Green. I don't know for sure because it was Amazon, but whoever it was one of the bigger candle producers. And it was like a Van Gogh painting, like his mouth was all messed up, and it was like this really crappy wax. And I was just like, like I don't know. It was weird for me to get a candle from a factory made place. Like I could feel the energy off of it was just crap. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to make my own. I'm just going to start making my own candles. So I literally ordered like the lowest of the low candle making kit. It was like 1 pot. I didn't even know anything about waxes back then. I ordered the male and female mold and a skull mold, and I started doing like Reiki for my friends using candle magic, like intertwined with it. And I had posted one of the candles in a spiritual group back in 2017, and people went crazy. Like people were like, where did you find that? That's good quality. We can't get this right now. And I started realizing there was a need for them. Like spiritual shops were having a really hard time finding good quality candles. There was something going on at the time with shipments from overseas. I have no idea what it was, but it was really good timing for me. So one of the bigger YouTube people, spiritual workers, had made a post that she was looking for a new candle provider. So I was like, screw it, I'll send her a box. Gosh, I want to say like a whole month passed, and I'm like, all right, this isn't going anywhere. And I wasn't getting like a lot of hits on any of the spiritual groups when I would post. It was kind of hit or miss. And then all of a sudden she posted a video of the unboxing of my candles, and
boom.
It was crazy. Like my inbox, I didn't even know what to do, because it just happened so fast. And so, I mean, I had shops messaging me, shops of people who I looked up to, of people whose books I read. And I'm like, oh, they want candles for me. So I just knew right then and there that I had something so good. And not only, was it great that I was helping people, but there was such a need in the spiritual community for candles. And I just felt like right then and there, this is what I had to do. I had to make candles for the community, and it just kept going and going and going. And
that's crazy.
That's where I'm at now.
Oh my gosh. It's funny that you bring up like, just someone in the community that has like a lot of clout doing like an unboxing for you. It just goes to show sometimes it just takes that one person to say yes. you know, or that one person that has just a network of other people, and boom, you know, you can go from this to this overnight.
Right.
You know,
Right, yeah.
it's important, number one, I think, never to burn your bridges, right? Always say, you know, say hello to everyone, nice to everyone, and
Yeah.
like, don't be afraid to like shop yourself around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what
Yeah,
you
that was, you know, that was Miss Avy, and I will always be forever grateful to her. And then after that, you know, without her, I wouldn't have been on the map at all. Like, I didn't even know parts of the spiritual community existed, you know. But very shortly after Miss Avy finding me, I found Candelo, and I sent him a box. Lord, if it wasn't for him too, like, he definitely put me even further on the map. Like, those two, despite their differences, I will forever be grateful to both of them wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Like,
I think he even has, doesn't he have a hashtag too that Candela will make you famous or something?
Yes, and it's true. It's so true.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
It's so true, for real.
Yeah, man. And so you said that you had, you know, you began with Reiki, and your goal originally was to, you know, find these candles to heal your friends and family, these human candles. Now that you are in the business and you're making all these candles for all these people, do you use Reiki on your candles before you send them out, or is that kind of no longer part of that process? Is it a whole
it's really not part of it anymore. When we started to really get going with making candles for shops and workers and stuff, we quickly realized that people want candles so that they can put their own intentions into them. And, you know, God forbid if I'm having a crap day and I make your candle and the energy is off, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
they don't have Reiki in them anymore. We are starting to do the house shaped candles that we have. We are going to start doing those for like home blessings. But for the most part, our big thing is all of our candles are unloaded, leaving the intention completely up to the purchaser. So when you receive a candle from us, all the magic, all the intention, that's all you. So they're just really good quality candles.
They're just made from love. That's really, they're good quality.
They really are. Like, if I am having a shit day, I won't work. I won't pour candles. Like, I really, truly won't. And sometimes that adds to the people's weight. And I'm sorry, but I don't want to make them when I'm in a mood.
Yeah, I feel that. And so speaking of people's wait time, what, from start to finish, how long of a process is making just one if you were to just do one candle, what's the from start to finish, how many days or weeks or whatever?
Well, just one, I don't know the exact time, but it's a lot. Like, I sometimes feel like maybe some of my customers, and I don't ever want anyone to think that I'm complaining. I love what I do. Like, I love this so much. Despite the hurt hands and the time, I love it. So it's never a complaint. But it does take a very, very long time. Like, when you're getting something that's factory made, it's a machine that's pumping it out, and they can definitely mass produce it very, very quickly. But what's the quality that you're getting? So when we have to make, just for instance, the most popular one is the male and female candles. So when we have to make just one, they come like this. It's in 2 parts. Mm-hmm. So we literally have to, first of all, make sure that the wick is centered. Like, a centered wick is so important, because when you get those factory ones, sometimes they're so off-centered, it can totally mess up what you're trying to achieve. I mean, it can give you a bad reading on what spirit's trying to tell you, you know, when it's really just a candle mistake. So when you're ordering from us, there won't ever be a crooked wick. Like, you're getting that quality. So, but just from start to finish, I should have timed it probably. You have to imagine you have 2 parts when we use the 2-part molds. You have to get it centered down the middle, the wick, and then you seal it up. There's so many different ways to seal these. Some people use like a clay goop all the way around. There's clamps that you can get. This is what it looks like when it's final and ready to pour, the way that we do it. So this is what it looks like after we've wicked it, but which is the first process, is just wicking it. Then we have to make your color and your wax. Got to get it melted. It's got to be at the right temperature to pour. We pour it, and it has to settle. When you do one pour, it's not enough. It's going to settle a little bit. Air pockets are going to form. So you have to do about 2 or 3 pours to one candle. So it really gets to be very time consuming.
Wow.
And then once it's finally totally dry, which a candle this size, probably about an hour from start to finish from pouring it, you have to open it. When it comes out of the mold, some people think, oh, it's out of the mold, she's just going to pack it and ship it to me. No.
Nope.
When it comes out, it looks like this. Like the edges are very rough around. Yeah. The bottom is awful. It's wobbly. Like, so we literally have to open every single one, which is also a process. We go around with an edger. Sorry, I can't see in the camera.
And clean it up. You have to clean
it up. We clean up all the edges, and then we also have to fill in the bottom hole. We never want a hollow candle. Hollow candles are not good. Quality is so important to us. So we fill in any holes that there may be just formed from air or whatever. And then we flatten the base so it stands nice and sturdy. There's no wobble to it. Our bases are always flat. That's important to me too. And we edge the sides. So you get this final product. It's gone through a lot.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've gotten human figure candles from like my regular Botanica here in New York.
Yeah.
And it's so true. Like when you see the bottom, you see kind of like that concave part on the inside.
Right.
And the edges on the bottom, they're like, it doesn't quite stay still. So I always have to take like another candle or like a match, and I have to warm it up and like flatten it out because the bitch
fill it in. Yeah.
And when I found, this was like before I found you, obviously. And when I found you, I saw a huge difference in like how that is. Yes, it is so true. So when you were explaining this process and showing these molds,
yeah,
how many molds because I seen your website. Girl. Like you have an infinite amount of candles and varieties of candles that I'm just like, oh my God, how is she doing these molds? Now, do you make your own molds? Do you purchase your molds?
Some of them. The majority of them we do purchase. I mean, the plastic molds are the most common one. These are from Spirit Crafts. Anyone can get like the regular male, female, skulls, coffins, things to that nature. But then when we started like really getting going, people were asking us for unique things. And we had no idea. Like, first of all, we didn't know candles to begin with. That was just a learning process on its own. Now people are wanting us to make molds too. And we wanted to as well. It wasn't just, requests. We wanted to make molds too. But yeah, learning to make silicone molds was definitely, it was one of those things where trial and error happens so much, but you have to keep going until you get it right. And we finally got it right. It's making a silicone mold is very expensive and very time consuming. So we get so many requests. Hey, can you please make us this? Or can you please make us that? Like it would be really easy. And it's not. Like if I could make every single thing that everyone requests, I swear to God I would, but it's such a hard thing. Like
if you could map out the cost of a mold, from start to finish. Because I remember when we had this conversation, you took the time and you shopped around for like good mold and silicone materials, and you weren't sure what you were looking for, and you literally had to hire a professional person to tell you what kind of silicones and all this. Like when you told me that, I was like, oh my God. So throughout that whole process, how much would it actually cost to do like one kind of mold, not necessarily many, but one kind?
Well, like you said, when we first started with the silicone, we had no idea what we were doing. We literally logged into a silicone website, bought what we thought would be the right stuff. And I think the first silicone we bought was like $150. And we were like, yeah, that's kind of pricey. Ended up being the totally wrong stuff. You could see like it left like pock marks. It was an absolute trial and error. Like it was bad. I think I still have pictures somewhere of how bad it was. So then we're like, all right, we've got to talk to these people. So we call the same silicone people website, and we're explaining to them what we do and what we're looking for. And I mean, all these numbers are getting thrown at us. Like, this is an R25. And like, we had to literally have like a crash course in silicone and what they're made for, what they're used for. But when we finally figured out what we needed, because you have to have such a good silicone that picks up the detail of the figurine that you're trying to make, it's $400, and it makes about, depending on the size of the mold, it makes about 4 to 5 molds. So that is why a lot of times when people ask me, I'm like, I want to, but it's really expensive.
$400.
$400 for the bucket.
To maybe make 4 molds of that thing.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
So, like, for instance, and this is the first time I'm showing this guy. This is our baby. Like, I want to say this was a year process from start to finish to make the voodoo doll candle. We had him in our mind for a good 7 months. We drew up a drawing of what we wanted him to look like. My dear friend Barbara, I was so busy at the time and still am. I didn't have time to find a wood whittler or a figurine maker to make this prototype for us. Bless her heart, she took the time to find somebody for us. She found us a carver. She sent our drawings to him and had this made for us. So once we had this, we're like, yes, now we can figure out the silicone part. And then that on its own, it literally took about a year for us to get this right. And then this was the end product. So
yeah,
we love him. We love him. We had
cute.
so many requests, like, people, please make a voodoo doll candle. And we finally did it. And so this is definitely one of our like pride and joys for sure.
Yeah, he is so super adorable. You guys did amazing with that. Amazing.
Thank you.
So when we talk about your process, so just the molds alone, when I saw the clips on the side, right? And you were saying, and then I gotta pour it. I'm thinking to myself, you get that in every single time? You make
girl, no. No. Oh my gosh, you should see my feet and my shoes and the floor. Like,
you guys, I'm gonna show you a picture right now.
Oh yeah.
Okay, of the kind of hot mess that be happening in the studio with candles. You ready for it? You ready? I'm gonna take us out for a minute. Look at this.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was my house. And that is in my house. That's first started off. Yeah. When we first started off, we were in the kitchen of my home. And oh my God, it was such a mess. Like, my stove, it was hard to like separate, making candles during the day and having to cook dinner in the evening. And so we quickly moved it from the kitchen of the house to an upstairs bonus room that we have, which is, I mean, maybe like the size of 2 bedrooms put together. So it was still pretty small, but it was more room than our kitchen. We had to buy like portable burners and put them up there. As soon as we get moved in up there, there's things you don't think about. Electricity. So we'd have all these burners going and the power would go out. So TJ had to literally add extra voltage to our house just to like keep the candle business going at home, because at the time we're just starting off. We didn't have money to rent a place, and I operated that way in that bonus room for 2 years, and
oh my gosh,
that room is destroyed.
Oh my gosh. But see, I feel like that's the investment. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Start off like in their kitchen or someplace in their closet or something, and next thing you know, they have a brick and mortar like you. And but that's the sacrifice. You destroy a bunch of property, you spend a lot of money, you have to build things that you never even thought you knew how to build, but you got to YouTube it to figure it out. Like, like that's what it takes to have a small business from scratch and to like force yourself to make it succeed. Like, you can't have a business and be part-time at it. It's just, you can't do it. That's crazy, man.
Yeah. And so, that was one of the biggest things too, since it was happening in my home, I had a really hard time separating business from my home life. Like the balance there was so out of whack. Like I'd wake up in the mornings and the candle room was right there. So I'd go in there instead of making breakfast, or I'd stay in there till 3 a.m. because it was in my home. So that was really hard with the balance of the two of those.
I mean, I guess in a weird way, in the beginning of your career, you having sort of like that obsession with it was a good thing. It was a good thing. I mean, and maybe to you and maybe to your family, the sacrifices that you had to, maybe that wasn't what they perceived it for, but that obsession that you had is the reason why you are here today when you really think about it. You chose candles over making breakfast. You chose candles over sleeping. You chose candles over because you were obsessed. Like you just couldn't get enough of it. And that's what it's all about. You got to love your job to the point of madness in a way.
Right. Yeah.
But have you found the balance now? Like, are you finding it now? Are you working it out?
Yeah, it's getting better now that it's out of my home. It's getting so much better. The only issue really now is we need help. Like we need employees so badly. We have a great employee right now, but with the COVID going on and everything, you know, I had to send them home, and I don't know when it's safe to bring them back because working in here, when we have all of our burners going and the flattener going, it gets to be like 106 degrees in here. So I feel like it would be torture of me to ask them to come back now and wear a mask. Like, you know, because I don't know what we're going to do.
Yeah.
I want them to come back and I want to keep going right now, but I don't think that it's the right time yet. So.
And I think that's important for people to know. Like, when you say we, you're talking about you and who?
Me and TJ.
You and TJ, you and your husband.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I hope he comes by soon to say hello to us because, you know, when we were talking the other day, you explained to me all the things that TJ does to help you out in your business. And I swear to God, my husband is the same way. And I feel blessed, and I'm sure you feel blessed to have a husband like that in your life.
Like beyond.
Like he's built stuff for you.
Oh my gosh. He has built me so much. Like,
you know?
I can't even explain.
How about the candles themselves? Like, how does he contribute? Like, does he actually pour? Does he do the things that you do as well?
He does. He does. I mean, sometimes he'll look at me and he'll be like, you know, if you told me 3 years ago that I'd be a candle maker, I'd look at you like you were crazy. But he knows how to do all of it now. And when I'm falling behind or getting like, he's here to pick up my slack. And I am so grateful for him. Like, oh my gosh. I don't know why I won the lottery with love, but I absolutely did, like 100%. And he's so handy too. Like, I don't know what I would do if I wasn't married to a handy guy. Holy crap. He does everything. Like, and we're both Capricorns, so we're not going to stop.
Yeah. You guys are not going to stop. Listen, I am surrounded by Capricorn. My husband's a Capricorn. As a matter of fact, what is it that we have in common, Miss Misty? You tell me.
Yeah. Our husbands have the same birthday.
Yes, they do. They're the twinsies. And it makes sense because they're amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. TJ's like, yeah, we're Capricornius Maximus. I'm like, oh my gosh. But it's true. Like, they do so much for us. Like, I've seen them with you too. Like, they're amazing. We definitely got lucky there.
We did. Man. So, like, I know one of the things you told me that he does for you is some of your newer candles that have come out.
Yeah.
That is super exciting. I can't wait to get my order because, like, I'm gonna as soon as I get my shit together, I'm gonna order a whole fuck ton of it. But but yeah, that he you say it. What's some of the new candles that he's been definitely getting his hands dirty in?
The loadable pillars. Oh my gosh, and it was all his idea too. You know, we started off with the loadable skull boxes. Let me grab them really quick. I should have had them here.
Yeah, let's do it. You guys, by the way, you guys, so those of you who are watching, we're going to be doing a giveaway, all right? We're going to be doing a giveaway, and Misty has a couple of candles that she will eventually show you that is going to be given to one special person, And really, the only rule, the only way to enter tonight is simply to share either the YouTube or the Facebook video of this live somewhere live publicly, and just tag me in it. Okay, so tag me on Facebook at The Magical Solution, or tag my YouTube. Either way, just let me know that you shared it, and I will keep you on a list, and then I'll randomly pick someone tonight. And I trust me when I tell you, you're going to love these candles. Anyway, back to business. Miss, talk to me.
So we had, like I had said before, we get requests all the time for like specialty things. People were asking us so much for a skull box candle, like a skull that the head would open so they could load with their herbs, their petitions, whatever. My dear friend Tony actually sent me a link to one on Amazon so I could see how it was made. And I was just like, I don't know how to do that, like with a mold for that and the silicone price and everything. And it would have to be 2 parts. We didn't know what to do. So we, just the way we are, we started trial and error things. TJ, he's here somewhere. He'll probably pop in and say hello.
TJ, if you're watching, honey, come on over here and say hello to me. I want to meet you.
He's the best. But he's like, I'll figure it out. So literally regular skull molds, we poured them, and all him. He uses power tools to make them. So that's why they're a little bit on the pricier side, because there is a lot of labor that goes into them. I mean, this is them.
Oh my gosh.
So he takes these, and I'm not going to say everything that he does, but he cuts the heads off of them, and he uses some amazing tools and gouges them out, makes another top for it, puts the wick in, and then you have a skull box. So
that is
how,
amazing.
like, the box candle started with these.
So I'm curious though. So with the hollow pillars, with the hollow skulls, with anything that's hollow, how does that shit not like catch fire and freaking everything just burns down to the ground? Like, how do you ensure that that's gonna be okay?
Yeah, I mean, it does. I'm not gonna lie. If you fill this up with paper and things like that, it's definitely going to catch fire. So we do put a warning label in them. The skull boxes aren't as worrisome, I would say, as the loadable pillars are, because they're not as deep. Like, it doesn't, I don't know if you can see, but they don't go down too deep. And we put warning labels in them. You know, we don't ever want anyone to leave any candle unattended, but especially these, if you're filling them with paper or anything, just please use fire safety. Like, the wick shouldn't be this long. We send them this long just because people like to trim them themselves, but a wick should always be at a 1/4 inch. So with the skull boxes, though, we're laying in bed one night, and TJ's like, I have this idea and I can't stop thinking about it. And at first I'm like, why haven't you told me already? You know, he's like, I think that we need to make loadable pillars. And I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, what do you mean loadable pillars? He's like, the 6x2 pillars, hollow them out. And I sat up in bed. I'm like
you are brilliant.
I'm like, that's a really good idea. And
brilliant idea.
For maybe like, I want to say like a week, he was talking about it. I'm like, just try it. I'm like, you're never going to know if it's going to work until you try. And that's how it happens around here all the time, is trial and error. So he made his first one. These are the loadable pillars. The lid comes off.
Oh, super cute. Super cute.
Yep. He made his first one, and when we always test them whenever we have a new idea, even new molds we test out first. He probably drilled it way down to here, and it didn't work. When the fire finally got down to like here, it just put it out. Like, it was so far down there. So it was kind of like a science thing. Like, we've learned so many scientific things throughout all of this. So he's like, okay, so it needs to be a little bit more shallow. So these are also, I don't know if you can see, they're pretty shallow. Let me see. They only go to there.
Okay.
So since they're, which I think is also better for safety reasons too. Yes. So you can only fill it to like about here with paper or whatever, your petition, your oils. I really don't want people to put too many oils in it, because oils can be flammable. Florida water scares me because I know some newbies think that Florida water is water. It's not. It's very, very flammable. So please never put Florida water in these, or you're making a bomb.
And don't make a bomb. Yeah, that's another one.
Please don't make a bomb.
Oh my gosh.
So, but what happens with these is once you fill it with your petitions and your prayers and your love and all that, you're going to trim the wick. You don't want to wick that long. But what happens is the flame will eventually burn through this lid. And when it does, the wax will fall down into the candle. We've had it sometimes where the wax has put the flame out. If that happens, it's obviously just a mundane problem. Relight your candle. But probably 3 out of 4 times it stays lit. The wax falls enough to where the wick is strong enough to stay lit. So it's worked out pretty good. So
that is
loadable candles.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That is so awesome.
Yeah. I have two other reveals that I didn't even know he was doing them until today. So
I don't know if you
dude.
Okay, you guys have to stick around for this because even I don't know what these are, and I'm so excited. And one of you guys
where are you?
Lucky enough to actually get this package for yourself. Hey, Misty, can you do me a solid?
Yeah.
Can you take us around for a tour of the inside of your candle studio? Because I want to see where the magic happens. I want to know what you do.
Absolutely. And this place is such a blessing. Like, us getting out of our home was, it had to happen. And it was a really tough road. Like, back in October, we thought we had found the right warehouse space. We needed something rough and rugged. We knew we were going to make a mess. We thought we found the right warehouse space. He literally gave the man a deposit, and it was really strange. I can't talk too much about it because it's still a legal ongoing thing. But I mean, we were ready and packed up, ready to move. I had closed and I had stopped taking orders, and I feel so bad every time I have to close. I'm so sorry to everyone when that happens, but it's.
And I remember you had closed during the busiest in October.
I was so depressed.
Everyone needs candles in October.
Yes, I was so upset.
And
I was so upset.
I know you can't tell all the details, but I will say this, if I can comment on the story, because I've heard the story. Those of you who are in the witchy business or in any kind of business that's spiritually related, but it's not part of the mainstream spirituality, I think it is important for people to know that you're going to face discrimination. You're going to face a lot of things where, people might not be forthcoming with you. People might lead you on until they find out what's, it's so important to realize that your business is still niche and it's still not everyone's cup of tea. And especially down where you are, you're like in the Bible Belt area and down. So I can't even imagine the kind of crap you had to deal with just to find a location simply because of what you do. You know what I mean? So, those of you guys who are going through this process right now in terms of finding a brick and mortar, that's one of the things you definitely have to look out for and figure out ways of navigating around that. But know that you will find the place that's perfect for you, because Misty sure did. As a matter of fact, before you tell us that story, I want to show the picture of your beautiful brick and mortar place.
It's so crazy.
Look at how gorgeous that was. It looks like a giant friggin' cottage house. Like, that's beautiful.
It's insane. Like, every day I am grateful. Like, when I get here, I shout, "I love you" to the building. When I leave, I shout, "I love you" to the building. Like, there's just so much magic in little day actions that we do. And, regardless what those guys did to me, hindsight is 2020. Like, I was so upset. I was so like, why is this happening? I was pissed off. I thought the warehouse was what we needed. And then at the very last minute, the guy was like, we're not a good fit for you. Oh, and we're keeping your $500 deposit. I was so pissed. But I kept asking Spirit. I'm like, why? Why is this happening? I've done all the right things. I haven't, can I please just find a space? And finding this, like, a brick and mortar was in like our 5-year plan. Like, it wasn't even in our radar but like far, far away. We just needed a space to continue to make candles, like a rugged warehouse space. I drove by this building with my dear friends Rob and Teddy, who happened to be visiting from Florida at the time. We were going antiquing, and my friend Teddy, she's like, that place is so perfect. It's like a little witchy cottage. And I'm like, yeah, but it's a house. I'm like, what are the odds they're going to rent it as a commercial building? But I couldn't stop thinking about it. That night when I got home, I told TJ about it. He called the number. The lady on the phone was like, she's like, before we even talk, I need to let you know, we're only renting this as a commercial building.
Woo!
She was on speaker, and he and I were just like, high five. Like, the next day we did a walkthrough. Oh my God. I had chills. Like, it was insane. But my whole thought process walking through the beautiful store part was, I can't mess up this beautiful space. Like, it's a house from like the 1940s, beautiful old wood floors, just beautiful inside.
And we already seen the picture. We already know what could happen.
Yeah, the mess. So, but I was explaining that to the landlord. I'm like, I don't want to mess up your place. He's like, oh, you can have the garage in the back too. I was like, what? So he takes us back here, and when we first got in here, and he showed it to us, it was like a photographer place, or some guy that did framings. I don't know. It had something to do with photography and framing and art, and there were like huge like Polaroid machines in here. I mean, it was jam-packed full of stuff.
So you had to empty that all out before you could even think about putting stuff in.
TJ did, because I still had orders at home to fulfill when we were transitioning from home to here. So I'm at home making orders, pumping them out. He's here alone. I mean, this place was filled with stuff that didn't belong to us. It was. We have before and afters of that too somewhere, but now, my gosh, everything that he did, I'm going to. And so we just recently insulated the garage door part because it gets really hot in here. That's another hurdle that we have to face, is the
AC. You got to
getting it cooler. Yeah. So I can't switch the cameras when we're on this. So I'll try my best to be like a good tour guide, but
I'll let you know if anything is weird. Let's do this.
Okay.
I'm excited. First of all, it's ginormous.
Yes, much better than the bonus room at my house. So that's the door. And I love that it's like a little half door, because I eventually want people to be able to come to the store, make an order, and come pick up their order from the door, like local folks. So nice. I love the half door. I just think it's cute. But we have like our little snack thing. This is where I do my silly pictures, in case anyone's ever wondering. It's just a shelf.
Nice.
But we literally sit, I can't see it. We literally sit here.
Yeah.
And we do all of our wicking, sitting here, chit-chatting. And I don't know if you can see the mess on the floor, but that's the floor.
Yep.
And then all of our boxes, shipping boxes. We have another chair because we are definitely getting more employees.
Nice.
This is just one drawer of molds. I pulled out all the drawers so you guys could see like how many we actually have. It's insane. Am I pointing it right or no?
Totally. So you got, I see the drawers. Yep.
Okay. So our molds from that pink crate right there all the way down. I don't know if I'm going slow enough or not.
No, that's awesome. So that pink crate, that whole wall basically is molds?
All molds.
Holy shit.
Every one of these drawers is,
and you're not a factory,
labeled.
And you're not a factory, and you don't have an employee. So you're doing all of this, just you and TJ.
Yes.
Y'all, listen, I'm going to tell you something right now. Anybody who might be interested in buying candles from this woman, be gentle, okay?
No. I really do. Like, I know. I really do I love making candles. Like, it has become such a passion of mine. And the most rewarding part is when somebody gets their first order and they're like, this is awesome. It's like Christmas. Like, I love putting little like free gifts and like colorful wrapping, like tissue paper and stuff, because I just think it's important. I think mail is an underrated thing now. Like people are missing old stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I always like spruce up my packages because I want people to be happy. So
Oh, you sure do. Whenever I get your packages, there's like stuff popping out. There's like
yeah,
little sachets. There's these handwritten notes and shit. I'm like, oh my
yeah.
God. It's so much fun. It's so much fun.
But yeah, no, I don't ever want to deter anyone from placing orders. Like I was saying earlier, like we have some candles that are only 75 cents. Our tea light candles are only 75 cents. If I have a customer order just one 75-cent candle, and I have my wholesale people who order thousands of dollars worth of candles, they are both equally important to me. I swear to goodness. Like, I have people apologize all the time. I'm so sorry my order's small. No, like, I love to do this. Or I'm so sorry my order's big. No, like, I love all of my size candle orders. It's no big thing. So don't be deterred about making a big order either. So, because I stay in here all the time. But here, let me continue. So we started off with 3 pots, black, red, and white. I believe that we have 32 now.
Wait, so
I don't know.
Each container is a different color?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm doing it right. But
No, I got you. I see it. We see it.
And then over here, there's more.
And then those are all the burners. That's how you keep everything nice and warm. Okay.
Yeah. And then the dyes. We use liquid dye up there.
Yeah.
And this is the flattening station and my funny sticker.
And the flattening station is for the bottom part, right? So that everything can stand upright straight.
Yes. Yes. Now, normally this shelf is full, but right now, since we're closed, it's pretty sad looking.
Aw.
But
Well,
so
I can guarantee you guys, the other day when I was talking to her, she was filling a ginormous order, and that whole was just stacked. When she gave me the tour originally, the first tour, I said, "Oh my God." So much.
So when they're finished, they go on this shelf and sometimes on this shelf. This is just like my crafty stuff, and sometimes people want glitter and sparkle, and then this whole area is shipping.
And that reminds me too, you do have some candles that have like you'll incorporate glitter into the candle so that they're really shimmery, or you might paint the outside of it with like a glittery paint or glittery something. Is that done also by hand?
Yes.
Wow.
Absolutely. Probably one of our biggest sellers is the skull with the crown of roses. And now when you get those, you can pick what color roses you want them to be, and we hand paint all of those. My daughter, Julia, helps us paint those sometimes. She likes the painting part. She doesn't like wicking and stuff like that, but she'll help me with the paint. So, and then in here, these are all the silicone molds.
So those are the molds that are like the really, really expensive ones, right?
Yes, yes.
Oh,
some of them are we've purchased from mold makers, and some of them are ones that we've made ourselves. So
wow,
that's the good expensive cabinet. I prefer silicone molds to the plastic ones just because they're easier to make, but they're expensive.
And that's probably another reason why too. Jesus.
Yeah, but that's the whole shop. So I spend a lot of time in here.
It's beautiful, lady. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Like, for really, really reals. Congratulations.
Aww,
you know?
Thank you. It's been a long road. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a lot of work. Like,
and I'm sure, you know, just aside from the work, aside from just the actual physical work of making candles, which is insane. You've obviously showed us that it's freaking insane. But then you have all the other stuff. You have, you know, the money, you know, this idea of finding the accounts, doing everything, the taxes, all that piece. And then you have the people piece. You have the networking part, the customer service part, the bitching of the customer service, the people having all the issues and how to deal with that. So like it's
a lot.
Cheers.
Like thank you. When I have to be, you know, answering all the emails and everything that comes through, which I don't mind. It's my business. Of course, I'm going to get to it. But it takes me away from the production part of it. And it gets really hard. And now when I'm like the huge order that you saw the other day, when I'm packaging that and I'm the only one here, production totally stops because I'm packaging. Like
Right.
we bubble wrap our candles one by one, like
Individually,
every single one. It's definitely a labor of love the way that we package. And then we have to play Tetris in the box and make sure that they're packed the right way. So it's a lot for one person. And I want my employee back so badly. You're listening. I miss you. And we are definitely
for a job in North Carolina. There's some openings.
well, yeah, that too. We are going to be during this little break that I'm taking right now. We are going to be trying to find other people as well because I can't keep doing it by myself. Like it's very bittersweet. As much as I love it, I can't keep spending 16 hours a day in here, and that's what I've been doing since October. I haven't had one day off in here since. Well, the only day I took off was Julia's birthday. That was it. I even worked Mother's Day. Like, it's just too much. Like, and I'm not complaining. I love it.
As a matter of fact,
I just need help.
Yeah, no, we in the spiritual community, those of us who have purchased from you, and those of us who are seeing this live now and seeing how much awesomeness comes from you, who will be purchasing from you, I am sure there's a lot of gratitude that's coming your way. Let's get into this giveaway. Let's talk about these candles that you're about to give away and the ones that you're gonna reveal that I'm like,
okay, so the giveaway ones are the three that we've already shown. You'll get the little voodoo doll. Now, when you order voodoo dolls too, you get to choose the heart color. I don't know if you see his little heart.
His little heart in there, yes.
But it's not painted right now. This is also one that we paint. So you can choose the heart color. We do gold, silver, black, white, are like the main ones. But whoever wins this, you can pick the heart color. You'll also get the skull box candle. Ooh. And you will get the loadable pillar candle.
Nice. And you did that one in one color, right? You did that one in one color?
Yeah.
The pillar? Oh, perfect.
Yep. And one of the new candles that our mold maker, did I lose you?
Nope, I'm here.
Oh no, you're frozen on my end.
It's okay.
Okay. If you can't see it, tell me to go to the right or left.
Okay.
We just got a sample mold from one of our mold makers, and I'm very excited about this one. We don't have them on the site yet. Obviously, we're closed right now to kind of like regroup and everything. We have ordered 15 of these molds, so we can make a lot of them at a time.
Okay.
We now have a sugar skull.
Oh,
I don't know if you can see, but it has like the flower.
Yeah.
I don't know if it shows or not, but
yes, it does. And you can paint that and stuff. Like you can ask for colors.
Yes, I didn't have time. I ran out of time today, but I was gonna put like the gold dusting and stuff in like the little divots and flowers and stuff, but I didn't have time. But it will come like with some silver or gold or some sort of painting, so it looks more like a sugar skull. But when my mold maker sent me this, and if she's watching too, I love you. I was so excited. Like she had sent me some wick, and this was in the box, and I was like, oh, these are so cool. Like people have asked for sugar skulls too. We have the little tea light sugar skulls, but we've never had one this size. So yes, these will be on the website soon too. So you'll win all 4 of these: the voodoo doll, the new sugar skull, the skull box, and the pillar.
That is so exciting, you guys. I'm excited. So again, for those of you who might have just joined us or you joined us a little bit late, those 4 candles are going to be given away to someone special tonight. And really the only thing that you have to do is just share this live publicly on Facebook. All right. And if you share it publicly on Facebook, simply tag the Magical Solution so that I know that you shared it. And if you're having an issue or if you're not sure if whether or not I got it, you can just leave a comment here in the live that said I shared it and let me know what your screen name is and I will find you. Myself off and put myself back on. There we go.
Sorry.
So I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
You know, I had the other 2 that he made today that I didn't even show. Do you want me to show those?
Sure.
Okay.
We got time. Go for it. I'm having way too much fun. I'm excited. I'm really excited because she's gonna send me a couple of candles too. And so I'm really excited about
I
that.
actually did know about this, but he finally did it, and I was so excited. These are the loadable apples. So
Yes,
people who like to work.
yes.
I know there's a lot of apple spells out there, so
Sure
I
is.
thought this was really cute. And dun dun dun, we've had a lot of requests for this, but it's also been hard to figure out.
Get the fuck out! You did it! You
Yep.
did it!
He did it. TJ did it wherever he is. I wish he would come in and say hello. Like,
holy shit, man.
so this is just a prototype. That's what he said when I came in today. I don't know how soon it's going to be on the site, but he finally figured it out. So
you're going to be testing it and making sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we haven't tested this yet, but I wanted to show because it was so exciting. So I can't give this away because I haven't tested it yet. So.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yo, you guys, I'm like losing my mind right now. So, Misty,
Yes.
before we let you go, because we're pretty much almost out of time, but I do want to leave everyone with a couple of safety tips with regards to your candles, because I know you give little warning labels and that's great, but I think there's also some other kind of intricacies, some other kinds of ins and outs that people may not know about in terms of candle care and candle safety. Can you let us know some of that?
Yeah, and some of it, I know a lot of the spiritual community might disagree with me on, and that's totally okay because I'm looking at it from a safety standpoint. And I also want, non-spiritual community people like moguls to know too. We make candles for everybody. Like we've done bachelorette parties, bachelor parties, bridal showers, baby showers, weddings. So it's not just, we just make candles. It's not all just spell witchy stuff. But anyways, what I would say, one of the biggest things I see online that kind of makes me cringe as a candle maker and knowing like the science of candles, 7-day candles. I totally get wanting it to burn for the full 7 days, or just wanting it to go from beginning to end, or you have a big flame, spirit's talking to you. TJ's coming in finally.
TJ, get your butt over here, TJ. I want to see your face.
They want you to say hello.
He's probably like, no. Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, how you doing?
You are the man. You are the man, TJ. Seriously. Thank you so much.
I couldn't do it without him. Like, mad props needs to go to him for real.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh, he's a patootie too.
Isn't he hot? Oh my gosh. He's all embarrassed now. He's my Italian stallion.
Yes.
And that's the other thing. Our last name, God bless Candelo. I love him so much. And I know it's not.
Did I butcher it?
No. I didn't even remember if you said it or not. It's a hard name to say. It looks like Scalice. And a lot of people say Solis or Scalice, but it's actually very Italian, so it's Scalice.
Yeah, I thought it was Scalice. I was gonna say it too.
That's okay. I'm so used to it being called Scalice, but it's Scalice.
Scalice.
So, yeah, very, very Italian. He's my Italian guy. But so sometimes when I see, I get that a large flame is speaking, but you have to really look at, is the large flame speaking to you because your wick is enormous, or is it really truly spirit speaking to you because your wick is at a 1/4 inch where it's supposed to be? You know what I'm saying? Like,
got you.
When candles aren't used for magical reasons, you absolutely have to tend to your wick. Like, if you just have a candle at home that you use for, Yankee Candle scenting your house or whatever, you have to take care of that wick. I highly recommend wick snippers for long candles like these. Of course, we're going to be selling these too once we get going. But you want to always start your candle with a 1/4 inch. It needs to be pretty small. If I ever do work a 7-day candle for myself, I snuff it every hour. Like, of course, you never blow out your candles. It's always snuffing, because if you blow it out, supposedly you're blowing away your intentions too.
Right.
So I always snuff it every hour, let the wick kind of get crispy for a minute and snip it back down to a 1/4 inch. Because if you just let this puppy go all the way down, it's just it's not safe. Like
Well,
your
the heat
flame,
alone, especially in the glass, the heat alone
right.
is
There's been
really,
so many times that I've seen people online, oh my God, my glass exploded. Well, when you have a fire going on in glass for that many hours and that many days, that's gonna happen. You
yeah.
know, so I really recommend people. It's not going to affect the magical portion of your working. If you snuff this every hour, every 2 hours even, and trim your wick, it's not going to ruin anything. So and if you don't want to trim it and don't want to take that route and you do want to let it go the whole time, please put it in a bowl of water in your bathtub with your shower curtain away. Put it somewhere safe. Like,
Yeah.
it just makes me so worried when I see these things just sitting out in the open, just being burned for hours and hours. But you
Yeah.
really should tend to your wick. Tending to a wick is very important for the longevity of the candle and to get an accurate reading, really.
What about dressing the candle? Like sometimes I be seeing people just be rolling their candles in herbs and in oils to the point where
Yeah.
it looks like a woolly mammoth of
Yeah.
herbs just caked onto the candle.
Yeah.
Are there any helpful tips with regards to that, to dressing it safely?
I would say just keep most of the herbs and dressing away from the wick part if you can. Like maybe leave like a little circle around it, an area away from the wick so the wick has room to breathe. Because sometimes if you put too much oil or herbs, you can snuff your own flame out with the stuff that you've put onto it. And then you're stuck with, okay, well, is this a message from spirit, or is this something in the mundane that the candle just went out because I loaded it too much? So I would suggest just keeping it away from the wick as much as possible.
Cool. We have a question here. We have a question here from Barbara. She just wants to know, what about people who read the wick? So I'm not really sure what the question is, but I'm assuming with regards to the size of it, that 1/4 inch thing I think is really what's telling. Like, as long as your wick size is the size of a 1/4 inch, whatever it does will more likely, and also being centered too. I think that was another thing you had mentioned, being centered.
Yeah.
If those two things are accurately done and well done by a good candle maker, then I guess any messages that you get from your wick and from your flame will most likely be from spirit and not from anything mundane.
Right. Like if you have, let me just trim this one just a little for visualization. If you have a candle and the wick is the normal size it's supposed to be when you light it, I mean, this might even be still a little long. You're gonna know, like, if your wick is the right size and your flame is huge, you're gonna know that's a spirit or something trying to deliver you a message. But if your wick is like this, like it was before I snipped it, and then your flame is huge, then it's a wick. It's a wick.
Right.
So it's important to keep the wick trimmed for safety reasons, in my opinion. But
totally,
I get it. I get people wanting to just let it go.
So before we leave you, is there anything that you would like to say or leave a message behind to the people that are watching? Just anything you'd like to say in addition to your contact information, of course.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I just mostly, the clients that I have now, thank you. Like, just huge gratitude to everybody that has trusted me. Like, I remember back 3 years ago, I was literally handwriting invoices and sending pictures to them as their invoice. And I mean, these were like big name people in the spiritual community, and they trusted me enough to pay these handwritten invoices, and they've stuck with me through all these years. And so mostly it's just a thank you and gratitude. And I know more than anyone the downfalls of my business, and I'm working on them. I promise. I know it sucks when I close, but when like my wholesale people have to wait 3 to 4 weeks for their order, I'm talking big orders, not, very small orders. But when they have to wait that long, it kills me more than it does them. So just know when they're being not impatient, but when they're worried about their order, I'm worried even more. I swear I am.
Right.
So, but I'm just really appreciative of everyone giving me the opportunity and sticking around. Even when I have had long wait times, people are still awesome to me. So, and that has nothing to do with my retail. My retail people, their orders are out in a week. It's awesome.
So, you guys, I am getting the dings on my phone right now. I'm getting all the dings of being tagged. So I'm going to let this kind of ride out for the night. That way it gives people an opportunity to see the video and still enter and try and get this. And I know I said I'll probably do it tonight, but let's wait till tomorrow. Let's be smart and wait until tomorrow, only because the YouTube actually won't show up on YouTube until tomorrow morning.
Okay.
That way it gives a little bit of time for people to watch and be a part of it as well.
Okay.
So whoever does win this little lot of candles, if you want to show them again, you should hopefully know. I will message you. Hopefully on Facebook, I'll message you. Hopefully by tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening.
Hold them on.
So we got the voodoo doll, the sugar skull, the pillar, the open pillar, and the open skull box. So that is an awesome lot. I am so excited for whoever gets this tonight. And Misty, thank you so much, girl.
Thank you. I was so flattered that you asked me. I was like, wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. There's
no more questions.
You doing what you do, I think is fascinating, and I think more people need to also understand the hard work that goes into being a small business.
Yeah.
And the drive and the discipline that you need to have for yourself. And you're so lucky that you have a husband that supports you. You know, if you're having a small business, you know, having someone there to help support is also super helpful. So
it is.
You know,
and anyone who is beginning to make candles, don't give up. I know in the beginning it's so frustrating. I can't tell you how many times these puppies leak and there's a mess everywhere, like the picture you showed. Just don't give up. Keep going. You are going to learn so much from your trial and errors, more than what I could even teach you just talking. So just don't give up. Keep going.
Yes. All right, Misty. Thank you so much, honey. You guys, thank you so much. I'll let you know who the winner is tomorrow afternoon. And then you can contact Misty to let her know what colors you want for your little heart and for your circle and all that fun stuff. And you'll make it happen, okay? Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful night. Enjoy the rest of your little bit of the weekend left, right?
Right. Thanks, Leilani, so much.
Anytime.
Love ya.
Thank you.